Critical Role brings back some fan faves, an NFT tabletop disaster, and a new D&D crossover.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, our weekend news rundown. Today, we're talking about the latest Critical Role episode, plus plenty of other Critical Role updates, an NFT tabletop debacle, and the latest D&D crossover. Now remember, if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so we can keep making them. Now, on to the news.
He said it! He said it!
Two fan-favorite NPCs returned in this week's episode of Critical Role, which overshadowed the fact that Fern almost got killed by her biological father. In the episode, Fern's father, the Sorrow Lord, tested her with some evil shadow clones that nearly killed her, if not for Orm's timely intervention. Now, the whole thing was a test to see if Fern could handle being the vessel of Predathos, as the Sorrow Lord was looking to bring power to his bloodline or some nonsense like that. Of course, that was all overshadowed by the appearance of Essek from Campaign 2.
Genuine hot boy!
Who revealed himself after the party caught Astrid Beck, another NPC from Campaign 2, and prepared to interrogate her. Also, Dorian noted that he didn't trust the gods or their champions anymore, but really, the focus was on Essek, who provided some clutch guerrilla marketing for the new beacon service, because, Essek stole a beacon, back in Campaign 2.
Clever girl.
In some understated news from yesterday, Critical Role confirmed that Season 3 of the Legend of Vox Machina was confirmed for a fall launch. Critical Role and Prime Video have been basically silent about the show, save for the occasional reminder that a new season is in production, but a Washington Post article confirmed that a fall launch for the animated series was planned. Now, in the same Critical Role Washington Post article, it seems that Critical Role is still flirting with expanding into video games, something they've said they wanted to do for years. Not really a new update, but video games are apparently still on the table. Now, of course, this might seem silly, but at this point, would anyone be surprised if Critical Role looked into buying a game studio, given the whole issues surrounding the entire video game industry lately? Just throwing that one out there.
Video games are the future!
A controversial tabletop Kickstarter project was canceled because of NFT use. Wonders of the First was forced by Kickstarter to end their project, which was meant to fund production of an AI art-fueled collectible card game, because the product also utilized an NFT component. The project had raised over $1.4 million, although that was largely because of a small number of backers pledging $8,000 apiece on the project. Kickstarter said they could relaunch the project if they removed the NFT stuff. In a statement to Board Game Wire, project lead Jeff French said, "A very vocal, angry mob doesn't want Wonders to exist, primarily because of AI-assisted art, and secondarily that they believe these are just game pieces and should be reprinted into oblivion. We don't have to guess at this, they have made it quite public. You have likely seen them. We have similar mobs bring many big companies to their knees. This is nothing new." Seems very positive.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
Cyberpunk Red's media tie-ins are finally coming to print. R. Talsorian Games announced that a Cyberpunk Edgerunners themed starter set for Cyberpunk Red will be released in June. In a recent statement to Dicebreaker, R. Talsorian Games also confirmed that it still planned to release more Cyberpunk 2077 themed content in the future, saying, "We will be exploring the 2070s era more fully down the road. There's still plenty of lore and gear from the video games and comics to share with the world."
Be seeing you around then.
Warhammer is increasing its prices. Games Workshop announced that it would be increasing the prices of most of its miniatures by between 3 to 5% in June, although the actual price fluctuation will vary based on what country you live in. Now, this is all due to what Games Workshop says are economic conditions and inflation. Now, of course, this marks the third consecutive year of price increases by Games Workshop, despite the fact that the company had £94 million of profit last year.
Me money! Me beautiful money!
And finally, Dungeons & Dragons is crossing over into Dead by Daylight. A brief tease was shown earlier this week, with what appeared to be a beholder or perhaps a zombie beholder attempting to break through a metal grate. Now, of course, this has led to speculation that the Beholder or the Zombie Beholder will be the killer, which is a thing that you find in the game, something I certainly know things about. No details on what all this collaboration will entail, but many are assuming that a classic D&D baddie such as Vecna will be involved, based on an ominous laugh also heard in the trailer. More details to come next week.
I'm afraid.
Well, that's all the news that we have for today. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.